and welcome to another session of FB Live. Today is the first weekend of the November month, and November there are a lot of activities as well as a lot of interesting or exciting that are also happening. So we hope that um, it is going to be another month that is beneficial or fruitful for everyone. Yeah. So today, what we are going to do, we are going to introduce World Science Day. All right. So World Science Days is actually initially proposed in the 1999 by the delegations of Ethiopia and Malawi at the World Conference on Science in Budapest, Hungary, right? In November 2001, the 31st session of the UNESCO General Conference officially proclaimed 10 November of each year as the World Science Day for Peace and Development. So that is why we started celebrating World Science Day. The first World Science Days was actually held on the November 10, 2002, the year following. Okay, so what does this day mean? Yeah, what do we do during this day, and how do we actually observe or celebrate this day? Now, by the name of it is science, so it has to do with a lot of science-related activities or events. Yeah, so in a nutshell, the day actually highlights the significant role of science in our society and the need to engage the public in debates on emerging scientific issues. It also underlines the importance and relevance of science in our daily lives, right? So by linking science more closely with society, World Science Day aims to ensure that the citizens are kept informed of the development in the area of science, right? It also underscores the role scientists play in broadening our understanding of the remarkable, fragile planet, as we call home, and in making our societies more sustainable. See, the keyword is still sustainable, right? So this day also offers the opportunity to mobilize all actors around the topic of science for peace and development, from government officials to the media to school students. So every one of us actually can play a role, in this day, or in fact in this area, Okay. New science significantly impacts the world in which people live, including medical breakthroughs, inventive ideas, and every aspect of our lives. Yeah. When we celebrate science, it creates the desire in our youth, especially the younger generation, to explore and experiment. So again, what is more important is to explore and experiment, because in life we have to go through a lot of trials and errors. So it is very important that we educate our younger generation to always explore. If let's say you find challenge, you explore and experiment it, and not just say, oh, I don't know how, and just stop there, right? So what we want to encourage them to always try, right? And of course, by trying and exploring and also experimenting, we also help them to develop problem-solving skills, and a better understanding of how we can, in a way, take care of our Earth more efficiently. All right. So this year, 2021, marks the 20th edition of the World Science Day since the day that we first celebrated. Okay. So with climate change becoming a serious threat to the lives of billions of people and the planet, this year's highlight or theme is to build climate-ready communities. Now, what does it mean by building climate-ready communities? It means that we have to change our mindset on how we can actually take care or play a better role in protecting our very limited resources and at the same time protecting the Mother Earth. Yeah, so it means that we need to change the life that we used to live. Of course, over the past 2 years since the pandemic started, most of our lifestyle has changed. Yeah, so it could be better. So that is the reason why we need to make sure that we continue, yeah, what we think is the best or a better practice compared to previously, and at the same time start to adopt a more efficient or a better way to live our lives, or in fact in our daily activities. Yeah, it may sound very difficult, but it is not, because a lot of things that we are doing at this point of time is actually a small part. So when all small parts add up together, then it becomes a very big thing. Yeah. So like what we always say, yeah, peribahasa always say that sikit-sikit, lama-lama jadi bukit, right? So that is why what we are doing now is also in a hope that the younger generation, yeah, can start to adopt a more sustainable lifestyle by educating them what can be used, what cannot be used, and what are the alternatives, and whether it's a need or it's a want, things like that. It helps. Yeah, it helps. All right. So today, what we are going to do, we are going to make a toy. Like what we always say, that sometimes we overcomplicate things. Yeah. Kids are very simple. If you give them luxury toys, then they will expect luxury toys. If you give them handmade toys, then it's still a toy, yeah, for them. As long as it's fun and it is exciting, and best of all, if it involves education, it involves experimenting, then it is even more effective. Because I always believe that when you want to give a toy to a child, it has to at least bring a little bit of educating element in it. Yeah, not just for fun and play. You need to learn something out of playing that particular toy. So that is the reason why we have this going on, commercially and in the world, telling parents that you need to let your kids learn while play, right? Learn through play, or learn while you are playing. Okay, so today we are going to make a paddle boat using whatever recyclable materials that we have at home. All right, this is also one of the ways for us to repurpose our recyclable materials, at the same time to be more sustainable in terms of our daily life. Yeah, we have mentioned that if you remember, throughout the many months that we have gone through, 5 R's, yeah, our 5R principle. First R is refuse, second R is reduce, third R is reuse, fourth R is repurpose, and the fifth R, the final R, is recycle. So which means that reuse, repurpose is more important than recycle, because recycling is a very complicated process. Yeah, so if we do not do it properly, then it may not, while we think that it is going to, we are recycling, but in actual fact, it may not happen. Yeah, because we do not practice the proper way of recycling, right? So today, we are going to do a paddle boat using plastic bottles. Yeah, so we will need a bottle, wash and clean properly, and remove all the labels if there is. Okay, we need to make sure that there is a cap, because we have to make sure that water don't go into the bottle. All right, and then we will need skewers, 2 skewers in fact, either the very thin skewer or the disposable chopsticks also can. So if you have either this, you can use it. And then we will need 2 plastic spoons, disposable spoons. I'm pretty sure you will have a lot of this at home, because when you take away or when you order food for food delivery, they definitely will give it to you, yeah. So we need 2 of it. And we will need scissors, cutter, in case we need to cut things, and then masking tape, yeah, or duct tape or cloth tape, yeah. Why we always emphasize on using masking tape, duct tape, or paper tape is because plastic, those cellophane tape, yeah, or double-sided tape is actually considered as single-use plastic. Yeah, so that is one thing that we try to avoid. But of course, if let's say your house already have it, then might as well you use it rather than keep it. Yeah, so and make sure that next time when you want to shop for tapes, make sure you get those more sustainable one like paper tapes. Yeah, you have very colorful masking tape by paper as well. You don't need to buy those plastic type. Yeah, right. So those are the materials. At the same time, we will need rubber band if you have. Yeah, the small one will do. You don't need the big ones. Yeah, the small one, the normal type rubber band should do. Right. So those are the items. Now, first and foremost, what we do is, like I mentioned, we need to clean and cut off the label, yeah, for the plastic bottle, and make sure that there is no holes in your plastic bottle, yeah, because sometimes there may be holes in plastic bottle. And if can, get a stronger type of plastic bottle if you have. Otherwise, any plastic bottles will do. Just make sure that there is, it's not easily breakable, right? And then next, we need to attach the skewer or the disposable chopstick to the plastic bottle. Now, bear in mind, if let's say you are using skewer, there are 2 parts, yeah, two tips, yeah. One is pointy and one is flat. Make sure if let's say you have young kids at home, make sure you cut off the pointy part, yeah, because it can be sharp and it can poke, yeah. So make sure you just break it before you use, right? So what we do, we will attach this at the side of our bottle. So we will stick it like this, okay? If let's say you look at this here, then it has to jut out here, yeah. So leave a gap probably about 8 cm to 10 cm, okay? And then after that, you can tape your skewer or your chopstick. Make sure that it is tight and to the bottle. So now what we do is we will take some of the tapes and then we will start to tape it on. Now it may be hard to hold on both sides of the skewer or the chopstick, so you do one at a time, okay? So one at a time, and make sure that it is always at the side, yeah, both sides parallel. Try to make sure that it is same length, okay? And then after that, continue on. Give it a few rounds of taping so that it is sturdy, okay? Yeah. Then after that, you can just remove the tape. You cut off the tape. Yeah. So I'm going to just add on one more layer. Right. Then after that, I will just cut off. Okay. So after you cut off, now this is the body of your boat, and you can start by decorating it. You can put blinks, you can put decorative stickers, you can also paint it if you want, or draw with permanent marker, make it nicer, yeah. And please make sure that you have to be very careful when you play with it, because still there is this part, the tip part, that is rather sharp, even though it is flat, but it's rather sharp. So please play with care, right? Next thing, we will need to prepare our paddle. Yeah, so the paddle is from our plastic spoon. What we need to do is we need to cut off this handle part. All we need is this bowl part, This is where we scoop things, yeah. In terms of the size of the spoon, it doesn't matter. If you have a big one, then you can use a big one. If you have a small one, then you use a small one, okay? So what we do is we cut off the handle, but we leave some because we need to attach both parts together, okay? So slowly when you cut off, yeah, and then I'm going to cut off the other side. Okay, then bend it to break, snap it, okay? Now, here is what you need to take note. You need to make sure that when you stick this, one bowl is facing upwards and one bowl is facing downwards. So it should be two different sides, yeah? Okay, if you see like this, so this is considered the bowl, okay? So one bowl is facing upwards and one bowl is facing the other side. So it's opposite direction. So what you do is, you tape it here. Okay, tape it in the middle here to attach these two pieces together. So let's take some of our masking tape and tape it on. Make sure it is tight, okay? So we cut it off some and then tape it together, right? Okay. Make sure that it doesn't move here after that. So this is how we attach it. So by now, your paddle should look like this, okay? One bowl on the right and one bowl on the left, okay? Both sides. So your paddle is done. Next thing, it's very simple. We need rubber bands, yeah? So what we do is we take one. If you want it to be tighter, then you can take two. But I think one is enough. Okay. So we put our rubber band here in between these two chopsticks or skewers. What we do is we slot in one side, we twist and slot in the other side. Make it like a number 8. Okay. And then after that, we put our spoon in between. Okay? All right. So what we do is, again, I'll show you one more time. We put in one side of the chopstick. Okay? We turn it, and then we slot into the other side. So you don't have to put in all the way. You don't have to put in all the way to here, yeah. Because if it is too near to the bottle, then your paddle would not flip. So you must have enough space where your paddle can actually spin. So if your spoon is very big, make sure this is very at the far end, okay? But if your spoon is small, like what I have here, I'm using those teaspoon, then you can put it in the middle. As long as this one, the paddle does not touch the bottle, then it should be fine, right? So what you do is you just put it up. And then after that, we give it a few spin to see whether it works, okay? So what we do is we twist the rubber band and then we let go, okay? We twist using the paddle and then we let go. See, so your paddle or your spoon should move, okay, or should be able to spin, right? So when you know that your paddle works, that is where you put it to test. So what we do is we need to get a big bowl of, which you can do it later, yeah, you don't have to do it now. We prepare a big bowl or big pail of water and then put your boat onto the water after you twist your paddle a few times, yeah. Then after that you put it in. Then it will move. When this paddle spin, the whole boat will move. Now, if let's say it doesn't, because if let's say it flips or it turns turtle, this is where you need to add a little bit of water inside the bottle to give it some weight, yeah, then it will work. Now again, like I mentioned, this is an experiment, yeah. So there are a lot of areas for you to improve. What if you do this? What if you do that? You know, so you need to explore it, yeah. But what we want you to observe, yeah, this is what a few things that you need to observe when you are playing with toys or when you do this paddle boat. While you are having fun, I need you to observe this because after all, it has to do with science, yeah. So first and foremost, okay, the first thing to observe is see if winding the paddle, which means the spoons, forward will make the boat go forward, and also see whether if let's say you wind your paddle backwards, it will it will make your boat go forward backwards. So this is one thing. Forward or backward when you wind it forward and backward. Okay. Second thing is, what if let's say for example you move your rubber band closer to the boat? Would it make a difference in terms of the speed, for example? Yeah. So you need to observe that, especially for parents. If let's say you are playing together with your kids, then you can actually ask them this question. Yeah, because after all, they learn best when they are having fun. Yeah. And then after that, you need to also see how many times you can wind up the paddle in the rubber band. Okay, and whether the more times you wind up, the longer it goes or not. Yeah, so you need to count the times that you wind it up. Okay, and then after that, if you feel that you want to try a little bit more challenging one, you can try to wind up the rubber band as tight as you can, or twist it as tight as you can, and see whether it will affect your boat's action. Yeah, these are some of the observation that we do during class as well. If let's say during science class in school, where the teachers will ask the kids or the students to actually observe all the actions when they are playing with a paddle boat, or they put it into the big pail of water. Okay. So these are some of the things that you can also try it with your kids. Yeah, it's a very simple activity, but so far when we have this as one of the STEM or STEAM workshop, kids have fun, lots of fun. Yeah, of course there are many ways of doing this as well. If let's say you don't have plastic bottle, you can use containers. Yeah, plastic containers. So take out plastic containers and replace this with very hard plastic, like those from milk carton. No, those are 2-liter milk jug. Yeah, so thick one, but you cut 2 pieces out and then make it into a cross. Yeah, then you can also use it to wind it up. Okay, so there are many ways. Of course, we have done several ways using plastic, using popsicle sticks. We still find that using plastic is much more effective and efficient because it is light enough for it to float. Popsicle stick, sometimes it doesn't float as much, yeah, though it's nicer looking. All right, so I hope you have fun doing this very simple activity. More importantly, like I mentioned, we have to highlight the awareness of impact of science, yeah, in our daily lives, and how it can actually help us to be more sustainable in terms of our day-to-day. So we are going to have a few questions asked. So please make sure you are in front of your laptop or your tablet or your screen so that you can answer the questions, because it also shows how much you have learned, yeah, throughout our sessions since the day we actually do our first session in May, right? So these questions are actually very relatable, and at the same time, we have also mentioned this many times. So I hope that you all will be able to answer them. So to make it more exciting, we are going to see who can answer the most question and give us a more proper answer. Yeah, it may be different answers for everybody. Yeah, your answers may be different from mine, but what we are trying to achieve here is to make sure that you understand what is sustainable living and how can you contribute to this topic, and at the same time to see how much you have learned throughout the FB live sessions. Yeah. So there is no right and wrong answer, but we will take the most appropriate and that is a best practice answer, right? So I hope you are ready. So we will be asking probably about 5 questions, 5 to 6 questions, depending on how much time we have. And then we will pick 3 participants with the best answer. All right? So hope our moderators are ready. Okay, so first question, very simple. What is sustainability? Okay, so that is the first question. What is sustainability? So it's a very broad topic, but let us know what do you think is sustainability, right? At the same time, I hope that the kids are busy filling up a big pail of water so that they can start by playing with their paddle boat, yeah? So if you know the answer, what is sustainability, please let us know by typing into the comment section, yeah? So that we can also share it with the rest of the participants as well, okay? So this one actually will take effort from mummies or daddies as well, or older kids, yeah? Because younger kids, they may or may not be able to answer, but if you can, please also answer it so that at least we know how we can actually move forward from here, yeah? So what is sustainability? That is the first question, yeah? Let's see how many can actually answer. Okay. So while we wait for the answer, so I am going to tell you why World Science Days are very important. Okay. We have actually started celebrating World Science Day, I think, in the year 2017. Yeah, that was the first time that we come across World Science Day, and at that time, because we are also we are also exploring ways to improve our craft activities in the area of STEM education. Now, back then, many years back, well, I wouldn't say many years, but in Malaysia at this point of time, they are still very focused in STEM education rather than STEAM. Now, what is the difference between the two? STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and maths. Whereas STEAM stands for science, technology, engineering, arts, and maths. Because they realize that in order for us to move from very foundation or young kids to mature thinking, the fundamental part is arts and craft. That is why they are very focused in building the young kids, especially those in nursery or kindergarten. They do a lot of all this arts and craft, if you notice. But when they move to primary schools, much lesser. They only have art class, drawing, painting, that's all. Worse when you come to secondary school, yeah, nothing at all. And then they will start by telling you that, oh, you need to be creative, but you can't be creative then because you are already built in, yeah. Creativity can be polished, yeah. It can be also groomed, but it is not going to happen overnight. If you think that you can be creative overnight, no. It takes a lot of practice, and it also takes a lot of effort to make it happen. For us, for example, in this area, it took us many, many years. We always try, we always explore, we always experiment. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, so it's a daily affair for us to be creative, yeah, because we try every day, we try new ways of doing things. It is different from a lot of our industry players out there, or so-called our competitors, because some of them, they are more into selling ready kits, yeah. So there's no right and wrong. There are different ways of educating kids, yeah. But for us, we are hoping to build the foundation for the kids rather than just give them, here you go, do it yourself. No, we want to do it together with the kids. So I think that is more effective. And I think a lot of schools are lacking this part. So that is why when we first started to come into playing a more active role in STEAM education, we were attached to the STEM movement in Malaysia. Yeah, and for us, we actually play a very active role in promoting the art element or art division for the STEM movement. Yeah, we have been doing a lot of different activities previously. Now we are more focused into building and making sure that every activities or every workshops that we sell, it has to have that element of STEAM education. So that is a difference. Yeah. So what we do, why is it so important? Now, we know science is actually very important, yeah, but why and how to make sure that kids are more acceptable? Because sometimes I say science are hard, but everything that we are doing today on a daily life, it involves science and maths and technology, of course, not to mention that. Yeah, so that is why they actually learn without realizing it, because we fail to tell them that, you know, when you are doing this, you are actually learning this. That is one part that is missing, and that is one part that we hope that we are able to educate or to provide to the kids. Yeah. So we want to make scientific literacy accessible. That's one thing for all, and make sure that they realize. Now, a lot of people are saying that, you know, I love slime, but do you know that you are actually learning science or chemistry by playing with science, slimes? Because at the end of the day, you just need to know how to ask that question, and not many people know how to ask that question or to actually explain. Yeah. So that is one thing. Same thing like what we do today. So we build a boat, but what is the science behind it? Okay. So later on, I will tell you what is the science behind it. All right. Okay, so we have a few answers from the first question. What is sustainability? Michael says long life. To love our planet, from Kelly. Right, so Evan has a very long answer, yes. Okay. Yes, Stephanie also has a very long answer. Yes, all of your answers are correct. Yeah, all of your answers are correct. So, in a nutshell, the word sustainability comes from to sustain, which essentially means to provide support and prolong or preserve something. Okay, whether it is our very limited resources or whether it is anything that we own, from the clothes, from the food, yeah, from the items that we purchase. Yeah, so to make sure or prolong the life cycle. Okay, what we hope to preserve and support is obviously life on planet Earth. Okay, thinking about this definition, we can view sustainability as an approach to life that causes the least possible harm to the natural world or living organism. So good job, all of you. Yeah. So you managed to answer it, yeah? Okay, so second question, let's see. Give us some of the examples of sustainability. Be it something that you can do at home or at work. Okay, so give us some examples. Don't have to overcomplicate things because it's supposed to be at your fingertips. Yeah, simple. Okay, so again, we mentioned that we have to understand why is World Science Day important. Yeah. So let's see what is the second. Objective? Why is World Science Day important? Okay. World Science Day actually help, first and foremost, it makes scientific literacy accessible for all, which I mentioned just now. Second, of course, by the name itself, okay? The full name for World Science Day is World Science Day for Peace and Development. So, obviously, it has to promote peace and sustainable development, okay? The celebration gives ideas on how to make our planet more sustainable. Science is a great tool for positive development and transformation. Of course, we have to make sure that it is used in a proper way, yeah, to make it positive. If we use it for the wrong reason or wrong way, of course, it's not going to give you a positive development, yeah. So earlier, it was not considered necessary to educate the public because they think that it is, it's a job of a scientist or a job of that particular field. But today, it is important that everyone is aware of what is happening around us and how we can actually contribute. Because, like I mentioned, in one of the weeks, we as consumer, we can dictate what is going to happen, yeah, by telling the industry or the market that we need this instead of this. So we play a very important role, yeah. So that is one thing. So any answers? Yeah.
So even says recycling, reduce.
Yes, reduce, reuse, the 5R practically.
Kelly also says recycle, reuse material that we have.
Yes.
Michael Dunn says recycle and keep the world safe and clean.
All right.
Stephanie Chua says green space and water treatment.
Green space and water treatment. Good job. That's a very new answer. Okay. Yes, sustainability is not just about the 5R. Yeah, it is a lot more to that. Okay. It is about green energy as well. Yeah. Meaning that because we have very limited resources, yeah, so we need to start thinking how we can find alternatives to replace the limited resources that we have. Because natural resources, if you finish using it, it's gone, it's no longer available. But we do have a lot of other resources, like for example, sunlight, wind, rainwater, yeah. So this can be the alternatives or what we call as renewable energy, yeah. Like for example, today when we make this, it is also part of renewable energy or alternative energy, yeah. So it can be part of it, right? Which is free, and it is also not using the natural, the limited resources like fuel, right? Okay, and best of all, it doesn't cause any harm, right? So that is some of the examples. And also, what you can do at home. You can switch off the lights when you are not using it. You can reduce the usage of water by taking shorter shower time, because sometimes, when we shower, we tend to take very long time. Yeah. We can also practice a lot of ways, like for example, we preserve our clothes by taking good care of it so that we can continue to wear it for many, many years and not just follow fashion. Yeah, of course, some people may say that, these are old fashion, but at the end of the day, is it sustainable? No. Do you know that fabric waste is a huge problem now, apart from food waste. Yeah. So these two goes hand in hand. Yeah. Food waste is one thing. A lot of people actually, a lot of what you call that, organization actually start to shout about food waste and how you can actually um, do to actually minimize or reduce food waste. But we fail to realize that fabric waste is also another issue, a very, very huge issue, which hopefully by next month or next year, we can actually start by educating you about fabric waste. Fabric waste means our clothes or anything to do with fabrics. Yeah. All right. So that is one thing. Next, do you think or how do you teach sustainability? Yeah. So that is another question. Yeah. How do you teach sustainability? So if you know the answer, please let us know. Okay. Again, there is no right and wrong answer, but it will be exciting to know what do you think, right? Okay, so when we talk about the rubber band, how many of you have already played with it? If you have, then now we are going to review the science, yeah, behind this, right? Let me just find my paper so that I can tell you the accurate answer. Okay, so first and foremost, when you twist the pedal in the rubber band, we are actually using our kinetic energy to give the rubber band potential energy, okay? So that is why when you release the rubber band, the potential energy changes to kinetic energy, yeah? As the rubber band untwists, it turns the boat's pedal, okay? This will turn, okay? The pedals push against the water and cause the boat to move forward or backwards, depending on which direction it goes, okay? This is an example of Newton's third law of motion. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. That is always a pull and push. Okay? That is why sometimes we also say you need to be proactive instead of reactive. So that is always two sides. Okay? So this is science. And whether we can convert this to be our one of the alternative energy for bigger or mass use. Of course, yes. Research, I wouldn't say research. There are some countries that has already been using this kinetic energy to generate um, electricity, for example, or to even to generate other energies so that they can actually live the day-to-day in a better way, or what we say as the quality of life, yeah, to live more in a quality manner, yeah, which is important because in a rural area, for example, or villages, their accessibility is actually very limited. So if let's say we can leverage on all these materials that they have there, for example, water, even though it is not clean water, but if let's say we can actually utilize the water from the lake, for example, or the pond, or leverage on solar energy, then we can actually run electricity for the whole village, which a lot of countries are actually doing. In Malaysia, so far I've not seen it. Yeah, hopefully. Oh, in Sarawak, yeah. Hopefully, more and more areas will also take up this. Of course, there are a lot of efforts to be put in, and there are a lot of volunteers that we will need, yeah, to actually reach out to them, because ultimately, not many people would want to go to rural area and try to improve the quality of life of the villagers there. Yeah, but of course, if let's say we do have a lot of people who are actually paying attention in the hope to actually improve the quality of life of these people, then everyone has a better or equal life. Yeah. Is there any answer? Yeah. Let's see.
All very long answers.
All very long answers. Yeah. So let's pick a few.
Alright, so Fire says to carry out activities relating to sustainability in kits, recycle and reuse items to make more crafts.
Yeah. So that is repurpose. Yeah. Even said more to do a little bit more repurposing. Yeah.
22 says make more science craft with kits using recycled materials.
Okay.
Explain to them where the materials come from and how they can be used to have fun at home.
Who said that? Kelly.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, explaining to them, the young kids, where the materials come from is very important.
Michael says show example to kids clean up after use
Yes, clean up after use.
by reusing or sending to recycle box. Switch off unnecessary power sources.
Correct. So Michael is correct.
He set an example.
Set an example. Leadership by example, right? Yeah.
Okay, then Stephanie says avoid doom and gloom.
Avoid who?
Doom and gloom.
Stephanie say avoid doom and gloom.
Avoid doom and gloom.
Okay. All right. Any more answers?
Nope.
Okay. So you see, when it comes to sustainability, right, it doesn't mean that it is just teaching the kids about recycling. Yeah. Not necessarily means teaching kids about science, or not necessarily means only teaching kids about switching off the lights. It also means about growing your own vegetable, for example. So these are another example. Yeah. How you can actually educate, or how you actually teach sustainability. Growing your own food. Yeah, vegetable and fruits are one of the areas, are the best ways to actually encourage kids to grow something, living things. Yeah, and we have also done it. Yeah, hope you have already harvested it and tasted it. Yeah, so that is one thing. It also means to educate the kids to take care of their belongings so that it can prolong the life cycle of the belongings. For example, their toys. Okay, of course, kids will tell you, "Oh, I need new toys." My kids included. Yeah, so we have to tell them that these toys is still in good condition, though it is old, but you can repurpose them. That's first thing. Second thing is see whether you can upgrade them. It's another thing. Yeah, so that is one thing. Clothing, for example. Never, well, we, like it or not, sometimes peer pressure, sometimes it is because of what the commercial or the industry are telling us. We need to change our fashion every few months. Change according to the seasons, because you need to be in style. Now, what I'm telling you is that, yeah, you can still be in style. If you want to be keep up with the fashion industry, it's difficult to keep it up, yeah, because they change every 3 months, and we can't be changing our wardrobe every 3 months. So first and foremost, you need to realize it and buy clothes that are more season proof in that sense. That is one thing. Second thing, of course, we need to make sure that we take care of our clothes so that we can wear it as long as possible. If let's say we can't wear it anymore, what can we do with it before sending it for recycling? Now we have, hopefully the next few months to come, or maybe next month, we can do some activities using fabric, yeah, because we have done a few and it is interesting and exciting. Yeah. We have never thought of it. I'm pretty sure a lot of us have never thought of it, how we can actually repurpose fabric. But well, if given a chance, then we would hope to share it with you, right? So fabric is one thing, food waste is another. Yeah, they eat what they can. Don't take more than what they can eat. Yeah, food waste is important, right? So, and of course, if let's say, for example, we can't avoid not wasting, what can we do? We compost them, for example. So there is a lot more to just 5R and recycling, yeah. Plastic material or recyclable materials is one thing, but there are a lot more to it. Living a life whereby you know what you need, or you just buy what you need rather than what you want, is sustainable living. Okay, not just practicing recycling or the 5R. Yeah. More importantly is you appreciate what you have. That is one thing. And you live within your means. That's another. All right? So it's a very long answer and very broad topic. But hopefully every week you should be able to pick up something. Right? Okay. So when it comes to technology, what do you think it helps? Yeah. What is sustainable technology? Yeah. So because nowadays of course, for the past 2 years, we have seen a lot of improvements, yeah, especially in Malaysia. We have seen a lot of improvements in terms of the IT related or technology related area, yeah. So what is sustainable technology? Do you know? It's you don't have to think very far. Any answer so far? No answer? No answer? Okay. So sustainable technologies tend to use renewable energy, which means we use the wind, the water, and solar. Okay? Are made from materials that do not have a negative impact on the environment. All right? And are usually energy efficient. That is sustainable technology. So examples include electric vehicles, which government has already put in an initiative to support this area, electric vehicle. Yeah, so next year, given a chance and opportunity, instead of buying the normal car that use petrol, can opt for electric. Yeah, LED lights, changing all your light bulbs at home to LED lights is another way. Yeah, because it has already been proven LED lights actually last longer. Yeah. Okay. Solar panels. Yeah, because we have a lot of sun in Malaysia, for example. Yeah, in this area, so it is also very good option or idea to actually install solar panels, because we can leverage on the natural resources that we have abundantly, and we reduce the amount of electricity that we use at home. Yeah. What else? Technology. Yeah, you can use, we have seen more people using mobile phones nowadays to do a lot of things. Yeah. Creating QR codes rather than printing out hard copies. So that sustainable technology. Why? Because by using this type of technology, you can actually reduce or bring a positive impact to the environment by cutting less tree, for example. So that is why we are also encouraging kids, especially, yeah, especially if let's say you're going back to school, for example, trying to encourage your teachers and friends not to have so many printouts. I realize that even in this day and age, a lot of schools are still practicing hard copies, which is not a very environmental friendly way, yeah. So it is better to use soft copies, for example. So that is also sustainable technology. And nowadays, if let's say you go to a lot of restaurants, for example, for dine-in, you order through QR code. Yeah. So that is again another way of practicing sustainable technology. In fact, in schools, you can also do the same. Yeah. Hopefully, we will be able to have a session coming soon, hopefully, to educate the kids how to create QR codes for school use. Yeah, the answers. Okay, good.
Even says robotics and biomass.
Robotic and biomass. Yes.
Says improve lifestyle, reduce unnecessary usage.
Yes, that's correct.
Stephanie Chua says is an umbrella term that describes innovation that considers natural resources and fosters something.
Who's Stephanie said it? Yeah. Okay. What you say is correct, Stephanie. Yeah. So it is anything that you use technology to replace the old way of living. That is sustainable technology, but it has to make sure that it brings positive impact. It contributes to a better environment or better living. Yeah. In an environmentally friendly manner, right? Okay. So how many questions we have asked so far? 4. Okay. Let's ask the last question. Simple one. Let's see. We have so many questions, but I'm going to keep some for other weeks. So this one we will ask Daddy and Mommy. Okay. How can you champion sustainability at work? For those of you who are working, how can you champion sustainability at work? Yeah. So let's see. Anyone can answer this. Okay. So since this is the World Science Day, while waiting for the answer, yeah. Since this is the upcoming, today is the 6th, right? Yeah, today is the 6th. 4 more days to World Science Day. What you can do is you can actually start by educating your friends or your family about the importance of science on our daily lives. Yeah, these are some of the ways that we can actually celebrate or observe World Science Day. Okay, that's first thing. Second thing is, of course, you repurpose your recyclable materials and start by going through your what you have at home, yeah, and check whether it is sustainable or not, right? More importantly, check your food supply, whether it is still edible or it is already past the expiry date. Yeah, so that is another thing. For kids, of course, they can enjoy making lots of activities, yeah, using recyclable materials. And if let's say, for example, you need to recycle, yeah, where to send for recycling, how to do proper recycling, you can actually Google up and find out the best practices. Yeah, we have also mentioned a few times how we can actually recycle plastic materials, for example. Yeah, so it's important because if let's say you do not do it correctly, it will end up, yeah, in landfills instead of in recycling center. So it defeats the purpose again, right? So do we have some answers? Going paperless, bring food from home, yes. Yeah. Carpool, yes. Bring your own container for beverage as well as food, yes. That is correct. Bring own food, yeah. That is one thing. Now, whatever that we have mentioned or you have mentioned just now are all correct. Yeah, but it is basically based on individual, right? We can actually influence.
Michael says,
Read
read document in soft copy.
documents in soft copies,
Plug in
yes.
USB LED light on PC. Okay, when you do work,
Yeah,
so you're going to switch on the whole room light.
correct. USB lights,
Yeah,
yes.
that's right.
That's a very valid point. So you don't waste electricity. Yeah,
And,
Stephanie?
capacity to act and influence and have personal interest in sustainability.
Yes,
So you must be the sustainable.
you need to be the spokesperson. You know, you need to encourage. Of course, we do not force people to do it, but we can encourage our peers or our colleagues to do it. Yeah, the more people are in this together, the more effective it's going to be, and of course, the faster we can see positive result or positive impact. If let's say we do it on our own without influencing other people, it will take a longer time because it's only us alone. Okay, so but when we have more people joining it together, then it makes it more fun and it makes the practice normal. Yeah, just like last time we are not used to wearing face masks, but now everybody wears face masks because it's mandatory, right? So it makes it normal for us. It's the same thing. What we need to do is cultivate the habit and we continue to practice it. If let's say we do it on our own, sometimes after a while it's like, only I'm the odd one out here. But if let's say everybody were to do it together, then it becomes, a norm. So good job to those of you who answered. Can I have the names if we do? Well, I can only remember a few. Yeah. Not ready. So let's see. Chua Yiwen, Michael Gunn, Kelly Koo, Stephanie Chua. Li Lian Hua. So 5 of you. All right, congratulations to the 5 of you. Let me just repeat the name, yeah. Chua Yiwen, Michael Gunn, Kelly Koo, Stephanie Chua, and also Li Lian Hua. Okay, so we will be sending you a mystery gift very, very soon. So please make sure that you are aware of it, yeah, the 5 of you. All right, so with that, we will wrap up today's session. I hope that you have fun, and of course the kids also have fun building their boat. Please make sure you try it, and let's, if possible, share it with us how you actually play with your paddle boat. Yeah, we love to see all the masterpieces, right? At the same time, we hope that you have gained some knowledge, yeah, on World Science Day and how we can actually live a more sustainable lifestyle. That is one thing. And hopefully that you will be continuing to support us and join us in our future future sessions, yeah, FB Live. For as long as we have your support, we will continue to do this every week on Saturday. What is going to happen in this month? We are going to do a few contests actually starting next week. So we have 2 contests this month, hosted by different collaborators. Yeah, so please make sure you follow through. One of it is on recycling or repurposing. So that is a very relevant topic. And the other one is on literacy. Yeah, means speaking, public speaking, for example. So that is one thing. So there are 2 contests that we are going to organize this month. So be sure to stay tuned and to follow our Facebook page, yeah, so that you can get more insights as well as information. Now, we will no longer send WhatsApp to individuals, yeah, but we are going to send via broadcast chat. So make sure you save our number in your contact list, because if you do not save our number in your contact list, then you will not be able to get the broadcast message. Yeah, because it has to be one of your contacts. We have to be one of your contacts. So please make sure you do so. The reason why we are not sending to individual is the base has grown, and it takes a huge time, a long time to send one by one, and it is not very efficient and not very productive. So we hope that we can save a little bit more time and to come up with a better content for our sessions. So we need your help as well. All right. So please save the number that we always communicate. By the way, that is my number. Yeah. So you can save the number, and if let's say you have any questions about this topic, you can always send to us. We will be able to address them. All right. So I will see you next week. My name is Joey, a craft instructor from CraftSpace. Hopefully, we will be able to see you physically soon at our place at Tropicana Gardens Mall. If you want to drop by, just let us know. Yeah, then we will be expecting you. Right? So I'll see you next week, same time. Bye.